I am Dr. Shanoli Rig, founder CEO of EDVISHAN, and my co-founder Dr. Vikrant Singhal. Welcome you all to the EDVISHAN online workshop on crafting your personalized self-care blueprint, a journey towards holistic well-being and self-discovery. In a world that constantly demands our attention, self-care becomes not just a luxury, but a necessity. By investing in our well-being, we unlock the potential to lead more fulfilling and purposeful life. Today's workshop, facilitated by our esteemed team member Swagata Chatterjee, is designed to guide you in crafting a blueprint tailored to your unique needs. Swagata holds a PGT, HRM, B.Ed, and an MSc in economics, with a background as a teacher, coordinator in an ISC school, exam supervisor, motivational speaker, and career counselor. Swagata brings a diverse set of skills and a wealth of experience to this workshop. As we delve into the workshop, I encourage each one of you to approach this experience with an open heart and a willingness to explore the depths of self-care. So, without further delay, let me welcome Swagata Chatterjee. Now the virtual floor is all yours, Swagata. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, and good evening to all present over here. Thank you, EDVISHAN, for giving me this opportunity to conduct this workshop on personalized self-care. I am Swagata Chatterjee, and let's start with our topic of the day, that is self-care. So what is essentially self-care? We are going to, in this workshop, we are going to study, or we are going to know what is self-care, the need for self-care, exploring several self-care categories, creating a personalized self-care regime, building a consistency over it, and also the self-care resources and the toolkit available from that. So what is basically self-care? Self-care is not only taking care of your physical health, but also your mental health. And in this world of where we are very busy, we hardly have any time to take care of ourselves after doing all our duties and responsibilities. But still, as a human being and also as an educator, we should be able to guide ourselves, heal ourselves properly in order to take care of others whom we teach and help them to follow a right path. So self-care is very necessary for teachers to maintain their own health and relieve stress. So self-care can extend from getting enough sleep to have proper food, having meditation, whatever we feel like. That is our self-care. So self-care, we often think, or people may often say that self-care is an indulgence and it is not necessary for us to keep us good. But to me, the most important thing is because if we do not keep ourselves good, we cannot keep others good also. So self-care isn't a myth, but let's say that self-care is necessary. It's a necessity and it's not a luxury to the least. So self-care isn't selfish. It isn't a one-time thing. It is a ongoing thing which we should practice daily in order to take care of ourselves also. So now let us focus on the importance of self-care and why the educators need self-care. So according to an advocacy group, Alliance for Excellent Education, it is reported that 40 to 50% of new teachers leave their jobs within 5 years. Now, why is it so? Why there is a dropout, high dropout of this? Because mostly teachers who don't practice self-care, they experience exhaustion and burnout, and we cannot give our best self to the classroom. So sacrificing our needs and the needs of others will make us less effective at what we do. So in order to boost ourselves and boost our classroom teaching also and the environment around us, we need to have proper self-care. So self-care can improve your physical health. It can also reduce stress and anxiety, and it will boost our self-esteem, protect our mental health, and can lead to a better relationship. So if we practice self-care daily, we will be having a positive life and have a positive impact on the children whom we teach, or on the colleagues, our peers who are around us, surrounded by us, who look up to us also. So what prioritizing self-care, as I have told, is a necessity and not a luxury. And it may range from brushing our hair, giving ourselves a free time, listening to music, again organizing our house, or we can do anything. It's like in the weekend, if we arrange our own wardrobe, that is also a self-care, because it helps us to distress ourselves from our daily work. So over here now, we have to understand what we need, because each person is unique and each person has their own schedule and their specific need. So practicing self-care should be unique to each one of us. And so first and foremost, we need to learn and recognize what are our signs of stress, from where we get stress, from where it can lead to exhaustion, from where it can lead to burnout. So we have to understand our own needs, because each one of us is unique. And for that, it may be that we may need extra professional help also. There is no problem in taking professional help. We can be more physical active, we can learn new things, and we need to understand that there is no cost involved in self-care. So we have to just do things which makes us happy and which we do have to enjoy. We can enjoy ourselves, we can relax ourselves, we can refresh ourselves. So we have to understand what is our needs, what are our needs, and how should we proceed towards that. So what should we do? We can get enough of sleep. We can just enjoy the morning sun. We can keep our room tidy. We can read, we can cook, we can write. We can maintain a journal where we can write about what has gone on, what we plan to do, etc. Now, what are the types of self-care? Self-care can range from having emotional self-care, that is such as self-talk. We can talk to ourselves and we can encourage ourselves. We can have gratitude. We can send gratitude towards the things that we have got, and we can always indulge ourselves and not being incorrect in seeking others' help also. We can also look forward for physical self-care, such as we can have good sleep, we can have exercises, we can have nourishing foods which helps us to boost our immunity also. I would request someone's mic is on. If you could please turn it off.
Panam Dave, sir.
Thank you. So physical, as I've been telling you, that physical self-care is like having healthy food, leading a good lifestyle, prioritizing sleep. Sleep is very important, sleep, and having a perfect food habit, nourishing foods over highly processed ones is what is asked for. Eating processed food may lead to many other health issues and may also lead to other health issues, such as we can have extra stress from that also. Next, we come to spiritual health self-care. Spiritual health self-care means that we can have yoga, we can walk in the sun, we can spend time in nature, we can meditate, we can write a gratitude journal, as I have already said that we can write a gratitude journal. That is, we can show others, we can rather show us ourselves where we are happy, what we are happy about. So how we will now create our own personalized self-care menu. Now that if we have identified our needs and from where we have stress and where we have exhaustion, we can easily craft our own personalized self-care menu. So once we have done that, we have know what we have to do. We have to take that activity at least once every day. Every day, if we practice, we have to be very consistent in doing this. Though it may be very difficult, that to find time on our busy days, busy schedule, we are all busy. But for 15 minutes or for 20 minutes, if we could find ourselves for us, that me time is very, very necessary. And that me time may lead to self-care and self-healing also. So we have to prioritize ourselves and our well-being, mental as well as physical. So we can do sitting at home also. What we can do, we can learn something new. We can take a refreshing bath. We can practice yoga. We can play with our pet. We can just go and cook a new recipe. We can have light music. We can read a book. And so as we move on, our self-care menu can include physical, social, reflective, emotional, and mental well-being. Physical well-being involves taking a nap. We can take a nap anywhere we feel like, anytime we feel like. If we are feeling stressed, we can call a friend, we can get coached by someone, we can write, we can make art, we can solve a puzzle, we can help to do others do our work, we can simply indulge ourselves in some gardening, we can watch a documentary, etc. So this can be your personalized self-care menu. This can be a personalized self-care menu where we can stress on ourselves. Over here, I have tried to focus on how much time you can give to each of the activity. It can vary from person to person, as I've already said, that it is self-care is all about our own self, and since all of us are unique, so our needs are also different. So how much time we focus on each of the things is given over there. We can have a deep sleep. We can stretch our body 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's up to us. What we want to do, we can read, go for a walk, call a friend. You can have a desert. We can have a meditation. We can go out. So we can do it accordingly, according to what we need, according to what we think is good for us. Moving on. For educators like us, self-care at a time like this is a key to us, because since especially after COVID, all of us life has become very hectic. It was hectic and it has become more hectic after the COVID, especially. Stress has been more since COVID, at the time of COVID and after COVID also. So although we have crossed nearly 3 years after that. So we have to pay attention to how we feel. How we feel, we have to limit what we take in, what news, the news which makes us stressful, we should be avoiding those things. The less stressful we are, the more better we are. So we have to practice that. We have to know what makes us more stressful, and accordingly we have to limit our news intake. Be forgiving, be generous, and we have to focus on gratitude. Gratitude is very, very important in our life. It makes peace in our body. We have mind. It is very helpful for us. It nourishes our mind. It nourishes our soul. And yes, we have to distance sometimes physically from things which we don't like, so that we do not have much stress on us. So how can we build consistency? Consistency means what we are doing today, we have to practice daily. It's not a one-day thing that we do. I read for a day and I don't read for another 7 days. So what we do now, we have to practice it daily so that it becomes a habit. Whatever we want to do, whatever it makes us happy, we have to practice it daily so that it can be consistent enough. So how we can do, what are the 4 steps in creating habits of self-care? We have to build interest as a catalyst for productivity, not a break from it. We should not take a break from it. Rather, we have to use it daily. We have to streamline our schedule by doing fewer things. Doing more things at a less amount of time will give us more stress. So if we limit our things, prioritize our things, it will be helpful for us. So we have to streamline our schedule by doing better and fewer things. We have to now have regular routine so it becomes automatic, and need to focus on the habit. What is right, what is wrong, what is not right, we have to do on that. And for this, the stress busters can be your balanced nutrition, mental health, supportive relationship, quality sleep, mindfulness practices that we can meditate, we can have yoga, we can have a nature walk, we can just play with our pet, anything, connect with nature. So all these things helps us to build consistency also. So what are should be the strategies for the teachers now? As teachers, we need to seek, we need to refrain, we need to utilize, we need to practice, and we need to schedule our things properly. Seek what? We can always seek support and advice from colleagues. Since most of our time, most of our days, most part of the day, we spend with our colleagues. So we can always support and take advice from our colleagues. There should not be any shame in seeking support and advice from colleagues, as this can enable us to draw the insights of others and identify new approaches. We can learn new things from others. So that's why we can seek rather support from our colleagues. We can reframe our problems, and we can consider the facts of a situation versus an emotional viewpoint. So there is a practical way of handling the situation, and there is always an emotional viewpoint of handling the situation. So we need to reframe the problems in which way we want to go. We want a practical view or an emotional view. We have to reframe our thoughts also. We need to utilize the professional learning that we have got. We can go for extra professional development courses, as it helps us to learn something new as teachers, and it also helps the student in turn. We have to practice now acceptance, accept what we have been experiencing for a long time, or in a difficult situation. We all come across a difficult situation, so we have to practice acceptance, accept that what happens now will pass on, will go away, it will not stay forever. Time is bound to change. So we have to practice that acceptance, whatever our life gives us. And last but not the least, we have to schedule time for ourselves. We have to ask ourselves, what are the leisure activities that makes us happy? So we have to book them in advance. We can have time for them always. We have to find time rather for them always. So consistency is very much required for our daily routine of self-care. And what is consistency? Is the ability to maintain a set pattern, behavior, or approach over time. So if we are writing a journal, we have to write it daily. If we are gardening, we have to do that daily, so that there is not a break, nothing, the break cannot be taken in between, so that consistency can be built over time. And it should become a desirable trait in us and the strength of our character building for all of us. Coming to now, self-care resources and toolkit. So what are the resources and what are the toolkit available for us so that we have a proper self-care regime? First of all, we have to set a healthy boundaries for us. That is, we have to guide ourselves when and how to say no, and that also very kindly. Sometimes we need to say no to maintain our sanity, and that should not be rude, that should be kind enough for others also. Next, we need to have emotional intelligence and awareness. Emotional intelligence and awareness, that is recognizing and labeling our emotions. At what time we feel what, so what time the others are feeling, we need to take care of that also. So we should be emotionally aware of what others are feeling and what we are feeling at the same time. Next is how to manage stress and be resilient enough. Building resilience is very, very important over here. Next is self-care tools and plans. What we are doing right now, we have to have a plan and tools for self-care. We can start it by writing a well-being journal. We can start it by breathing exercises to try. And some tips for this, for self-care in our everyday life, we can have self-management. We say how we manage ourselves, how we test ourselves, and have awareness about ourselves, educate ourselves, regulate ourselves. This is very important for all of us to know in our daily life for having a fruitful life. So these are some of the resources which we can do, which we can have. We can have our own meditation or yoga playlist on any social media channel, on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, anything which we want to have. We can have mindfulness apps in our mobile phones, which helps us to practice mindfulness. We can have self-care social media accounts. Social media can also act as a facilitator over here. We can read books that helps us, which helps us to for mindfulness, which from where we can benefit a great deal. We can always have that. The variety of books are also available, whichever whatever we suits our needs. So this is you can say monthly self-care activities for teachers. We can try, every one of us from can try from January to December. Since January is the starting of the year, we can always start with something new. So we can read something new. We all, most of us take resolution of doing something new. So instead of having resolutions at the starting of the year, we should always try to follow that resolution and practice it daily that we have taken. So we can always start with something new. In the month of February, it is gratitude. We can join in others. We can have relax outdoors till we go to the end and try a new set of activities in the month of December. These are just some few examples of what we can do in the months every year. So what can be the self-care challenges now? As teachers, we have challenges, we have time shortage because we think we have to take care of our children. So we cannot take care of ourselves. So we do not find enough time for ourselves. So ultimately, if we don't take care of ourselves, I guess we cannot take care of others also. So we need to have the challenges and we have to break the challenges, take care of those challenges, and we for that we need to do one thing that we love. And when we come back home for after a day's work or for the weekends or for our vacation, we should try to leave our school work in the school. It's as much as possible. I know that it may not be possible every time, but as much as possible, we need to leave our school work at school only. Corrections, making of question papers, thinking what will happen tomorrow, again what to teach tomorrow, just unclutter ourselves in the weekend, at night, so that we can have a peaceful night sleep. It will re-energize ourselves, motivate ourselves, and for the next day also. So this challenges needs to be taken care of. This is very, very important for all of us. And last but not the least, we have to take time. We have to make time for whatever makes us happy. That is the best thing we can do, and that is the ultimate self-care we need. We have to make time for what makes us happy, and if we are happy, we will be able to make others surrounding us who depends on us happy also. Thank you. I want to end over here. I hope everyone has enjoyed this workshop. Over to you, ma'am. Shauli, ma'am.
Yes, that was really insightful. If the attendees have any queries or anything you want to discuss, please give your feedback. I specially mention about the gratitude journal because I practice that every day. So as an educator, we are under tremendous pressure or stress in our workplace. and those who are working in corporates in other sector also. Stress is a normal part of our daily work life. So maintaining a gratitude journal that has given me a lot of what I say mental refreshment. So that is why I want to share with everybody that try to maintain one gratitude journal. So what are the process that I follow? I want to share that every night before going to sleep or before dinner, whenever you have 10 to 15 minutes time, just make a separate diary like thing, diary or big notebook or anything like this, and every day write 10 things you are grateful for. So I like it is that you get to eat good food, you have a house to live, like this. Whatever you feel you are grateful, just every day in the evening start practicing it. You will see the result. 10 things every day you can write, or anything that has happened in your life on that day for which you are grateful. So this is one thing I would like to share, because the way Swagata has explained everything, I think everybody is been cleared of how they can maintain their self care. Especially, she has mentioned about one calendar type thing. Starting from January to December, we can put it down. What are the things we want to do, the activities or anything new we want to start, and if that is done in that month, we can put a tick mark like this. So anything else if you want to share about your self-care routine or anything you would like to add on, please come up. And we are getting a very good feedback over here. The feedback form will be shared in the group too. One is Seema Begum has written, self-care resources and toolkit is very important and interesting part. Somebody is, there is a background noise. Could you please mute yourself? Realme 5 Pro. Self-care resources and toolkit is very important and interesting part, very informative session. Yes, the session was really very informative. Amtul Razak mentioned points discussed will be very helpful. It highlighted on self-importance and self-concentration. Tanveer Fatima, ma'am. Anything else you want to share, you can come up with it. Okay, we got lots of positive feedback here only, and the rest you can give in the feedback form. So Swagata, do you want to conclude with anything else?
I just want to say a very thank you to all of you for attending today's workshop, and especially to you and Vikrant sir for giving me this opportunity. This is my first online workshop that I have conducted, and I have got a huge response over here, very good feedback from all esteemed educators present over here. So in the future, I take this as my inspiration, encouragement to do better in the future. Looking forward to more workshops like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Actually, in our workshops, not only the educators, people from various other professions also regularly join. And we are grateful. Me and Vikrant are always grateful for the positive responses for our EDVISHAN family, which is growing up. So thank you all for taking time out. And let me conclude here today. And the feedback form will be shared with you, where you can mention about the topics you want to be covered in future. Actually, we are inviting resource persons on regular basis from various professions, various fields, and whatever topics are being mentioned in the feedback form, we are trying to conduct workshop on that. So it's your feedback that matters most, and we will be conducting workshops on regular basis on various topics with various resource persons. So thank you all. Let us conclude for today and have a nice weekend. Thank you, Swagata. It was really a wonderful session. Thank you,
ma'am, again.
thank you.